Morning. You join me down on Aberthorpe today. This is the first session on the rough of 2022 for the hounds. You gotta bear with me. I got the wind protected on the GoPro, but I'm not too sure if you can hear me clear, so I'll talk a bit louder. The forecast today was supposed to be 6 mile an hour northeasterly. Oh, there's a bite of the second cast. I'll explain why that's the second cast in a minute. At the moment it's probably 15 to 20 east southeast, which is not pleasant. I'm a bit further round on the ledges where I like to go. I'd be a bit more closer to the dome. The reason why I said that was the second cast. It's first cast, even before I got a second rig out, even before I got the other reel on the rod ready. The rod rips off. The hound is safe in a deep puddle. First cast on the rough of this year, and I get a hound about, I don't know, 7 pound. And this is a video on the Dongle rig. Most of you have probably heard it, seen it. I doubt very many people have tried it, because I was a bit 50-50 when I seen it. But the way I look at it, it's pretty much similar to a knotless knot. But I'm going to go through the rig, go through the beta, what you need, etc. Throughout the session. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly bait up and talk while I do it. Let the camera roll. I just had a bite on the second cast now, which looks like a dog. So I'll just get on with the session. Just explain about this rig. It's my normal pulley rig. 7-ounce lead, 20-pound weak link, 2 split rings for the pin and foam, imp, 100-pound rig body, usual Varivas cranes, 1/0 on the rig body, size 3 joining the snood, and then I got 100-pound snood. And then explaining the Dongle rig is this loop is called a perfection loop. Then the circle sits on the perfection loop, and then beneath that you've got 60 mil of 300-pound braid with a loop in the end. And to attach the braid to the hook, you blob the end with a lighter, and then you put the hook through behind the blob that you've burnt, and then just a couple of knots in the middle just to secure it. I was shown all this, so this is, I didn't invent any of this, make any of this. But in almost 30 years sea fishing, I thought it's always nice to try something new, different. So peel the shell. These are frozen Devons from the winter. So right, I've got a 1-foot barbecue skewer here. And then all you do is sharpen the end, and then you put a little notch in the end towards you. I'll explain that. So you push this needle through the centre of the crab, plenty of elastic. What I found best is either end of the crab, make sure you put lots more elastic. I'll explain why in a minute. Just checking, making sure the hound's alright. Yes. Lots and lots of elastic. Edges more, around the edges more. That's how it'll look on the baiting needle. I don't know if you can see the notch in the end. Really, I should have done the notches a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper, because sometimes it pulls off. So here we go. There's the Dongle. So you got your loop. You thread that, you pull that into the gap tight. Put needle between your legs, and then just slide it on like that. So it's slid on. So what you do now, you leave a little gap, you get your hook and you stick it through the bait so it sticks out. So there it is. So you've got your 100-pound snood, your perfection loop, your circle hook sticking out the top, just nipped through the bait, and then you've got your Dongle, and there's your loop sitting out. It can't get pulled off because it's gone through the crab. and that's got all the movement in the world now. That is the Dongle rig. Joys of fishing rough ground. Here it is. Oh, fish up. Coming up. It was. I felt the weak link snap. Oh, there it is. It's out. It was. I can feel line snapping. This has been tapping away for about 10 minutes. So probably a little strap or a dogfish is taking me in somewhere. Right, let's get the other rod out. Straight away. There we go. There's a fish taking me behind something. I'm going to get this rod out. The left hand one's still jammed from the second cast. It's a small fish, so I've just put my spare rod out now on my third cast on my right hand rod. I don't like having two rods for hounds, so I'm going to quickly wind in the left one now. If I lose it, I'll retie it. Joys of rough ground fishing. Unfortunately, I lost that second cast. When I was going for a break, I could feel ping, ping, like lots of line snapping. But when I put the rod back on the rest, it was pulling. At one point, it pulled a couple of clicks as well. It might have been a small hound, could have been a conger. But I've reattached the leader now to the spare rod. So if the same's to happen again, I could just put the rig on, cast it straight out. So I'm going to get the hound now from first cast and show you where he's hooked and everything. There's the Dongle rig, the circle hook, perfect, just beneath the scissors. And it wasn't a bite, it was just instant ratchet. Absolutely nailed. First hound on a Dongle and first hound of the year. So hopefully there's a few more to come. I'm going to chuck this next one, I think, into a bit of a headwind more towards the casing. Because this wind is supposed to be northeasterly and it's more southeast. Yeah. So just before I wind that rod in there, I'll quickly cast this out on the other rod. So there's always a bait in the water, always. There's Dongle. How's the hook point? Still sharp. I always check my hook point. She's on. Get the hook point. Just like that. Nice and simple. Show you. We got a doggy, we got a dongle, and we got a circle hook, prime in the bottom jaw. I had well over 30 of these my last session, and every single doggy was lightly hooked around the scissors like that. Not one deep hook. A mate of mine that was fishing with me had quite a few deep hooked and lost a few hooks as well, but every single fish I caught was hooked like that. Lovely. Loves a beautiful doggy. Yeah, doggy. They're not barbed. They're not barbless. They left the barb on because when you fish with a fish of a lifetime, I don't believe in barbless, because if a swivel gets caught in a crack and it's going to come free and you give it a bit of slack, this fish gone. But yeah, safe. Gone. Some of you might not have seen it. VMO are now selling Cedra line in, I think, clear and orange. I prefer high vis. Used it on the clean, fine, but I thought used it on the rough today. Very impressed. Went for a snag just now, pull out, £20 weak link, took a bit of break in, snapped. This stuff is very strong, very strong. Just testing it for him. I love the yellow sport. I got loads of half kilos, so I'll continue to use it as long as I get my hands on it. But I'm just testing this out now for you lot on the rough. Very impressed. High vis, 0.40, same as 20, but I think this is 24 or 25 pound. So very strong. So if you remember, I did a video last year on the hounds down here, my first session of the year. And that one also, a small one, my first one of the year, caught me off guard. So it looks like it's going to be a repeat, so I hope not. It'd be nice to get a run and another one on camera for you. But it's still an hour and a half to low water. So this is my 4th cast now. I had that hound, the nipples on the domes, they call them the nipples, were only just showing when I had that hound. So it can't be the only one out there, surely. So there we are. There's the dongle sticking out. That's a crab and a half. Circle look onto perfection loop. I've had a lot of messages recently regarding why I haven't been doing a lot of sea fishing. The main reason is my wife of 18 years is not very well. She's any day now about to have a full hysterectomy. So not nice. I feel her pain, but so fishing's had to take a back seat. Family comes first. Fish are going nowhere. Right, come on fish, where are you? On that cast I just did, to move down here for the doggy. I'm trying to tangle my rig, just to show you where he's hooked. Right in the corner of the scissors. So if you can make that out, every time. Every time. It's been non-stop action, and I mean non-stop. I got the 2 rods out now. I've only had the 1 hound, but I've probably had near 12 to 15 doggies. They're on it straight away and they're all perfectly hooked. So I thought if I just keep both rods going out, I might have that one chance of just landing in front of a smoothhound before a doggy. Bungee on the right leg, so it's physically impossible for it to all go over with the tide, because I know if I took that bungee off, that stand will get pulled over. That tide. I think I'm going to call it a day. Sorry I didn't catch the run from the first hound on camera for you. Didn't expect anything that early this time of year. Normally it's a little bit later on, and when they're in numbers. But caught plenty of fish, explained the dongle, so fingers crossed it's not a complete waste of time, no wasted video for you to watch. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the beach sometime.